I'm gonna hate today? I mean, probably. All right. How's it going, Octavia? Let's just go ahead and get into it, right? Arrowhead and Helldivers 2 made the amazing, right? The amazing announcement today. Hey, Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox. That's awesome. That's great. That's grand. That's wonderful. Here's the thing that no one else is talking about the announcement, right? The announcement is great. That's awesome. So glad that Helldivers 2 is finally going to Xbox. No one is talking about how this is now going to delay patches further. Yeah, it's so amazing they did a 2-minute live stream of it. You would think that's, you know, maybe a video they would do and have a little bit more panache to it, I guess. But the main thing that Helldivers 2 going to Xbox is going to do is slow down patches and slow down content. I don't know if people realize that, and it's very true that I might be wrong on that. It's very possible. But when you make a game across 3 different platforms that all have different architecture and requirements for patches, that means that you have to do different things to enable the patch on each platform. That much we know. That Call of Duty taught us, right? Call of Duty taught us that patches get delayed because not everything is up to one of the platform's requirements. That's a thing that we've known forever. If it's on Steam, if it's on PlayStation and on Xbox, their architectures are completely different, and you have to make a patch that fits those architectures. We know that. We know that for a fact. That's something that is indisputable. That is a thing. So that means patch might be fine for PlayStation and PC, but it's not fine for Xbox, which means the patch then gets delayed. So whatever game-breaking bug gets introduced in the previous patch, it now is going to take longer to fix that because they have to make sure the patch is good for all 3 systems, not just the 2 that they've been used to working on. Which, it's possible that Microsoft or whoever at Xbox is like, hey, here's the best way to do it. And in that case, great, wonderful, not a problem anymore, right? That'd be wonderful if that's what was going on. That would mean that humans aren't pieces of shit and work together. And we know that's never going to happen if you look at all of history. So it's one of those things that, like, yes, it's a great announcement. Hey, super glad to have ODSTs and Spartans on our team. That's going to be awesome. However, for everyone else that is used to the very low content pace that we've had, it's going to get slower because we have to wait for patches across 3 platforms. Now, again, people can put in a little bit of overtime. People can make sure that, hey, the patch is ready for this date, and it's good. But then if that patch breaks something, it's the next patch that might take longer. That's kind of the thing. And I'm kind of hoping that with even more people coming into the game, right? I know that I've been able to at least kind of turn a few people and be like, do you realize that you're not getting the same amount of content now? I've turned a few people to see that, which is great. And I'm kind of hoping with Xbox players coming in, they're kind of like, well, we've got a bunch of content to grind through. Absolutely fine. Have a great time. Have fun. I hope that you love this game as much as I do. I really, truly hope that. And then when you get to the point where I am, where the only reason to play are the people in your squad, or the people that want to watch you, or the people that you want to share the experience with, I hope then that you see, hey, wait a minute. The unfortunate part really about Xbox coming is that you didn't get to help with the whole fuck off Sony thing. That's awful. I hope you still get the cape though. And I was right, by the way. For anybody that ever wants to dispute me ever again, The cape coming to the game was a major fuck off to Sony, which means more things are coming. And I was correct, because now Helldivers 2 is going to Xbox. I at least didn't lie to you like some content creators, Thornton. It was a long shot out there. I will admit, I was like fucking throwing a dart in the dark. But I knew something else was coming behind this cape. I didn't think it was this, that's for sure. I thought maybe there'd be a little bit more region unlocking or something like that. But now the entire game is going to Xbox. And that cape was kind of like a flare, kind of like a warning sign, kind of like a, hey, by the way, we're about to do some gangster shit. Now stand in the corner and yell World Star. Like, that's kind of what it seemed like. And I was right. I didn't think that it was going to Xbox, but I knew something else bigger was coming than just the cape that showed how bad Sony fumbled. So, Vindication for me, I guess. The amount of copium that people are huffing about this game being in a good enough place to bring another console system in and not have more issues is insane to me. But hey, man, I'm glad to have him here. I loved Halo as a kid, so being able to fight alongside ODST players, Spartan players, like being able to fight alongside those people is just going to bring in a community, or going to build this community, I guess, even bigger. And by this community, I mean the Helldivers 2 community. Granted, that comes with a caveat, and I think everyone else can see this coming right from a mile away. These are Xbox players. And if it's the younger Xbox players, not a big deal. But if it's the older Xbox players, if it's my age Xbox players, if it's the Xbox Live chat players that are coming into the game, oh, you motherfuckers are in for a rude awakening. Ooh. Haha, I'm gonna kill this guy. Be prepared to be told that him and everyone in the tri-state area has fucked your mom. On several occasions. Xbox 360 players, exactly. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be called slurs that haven't even been invented yet on PlayStation and PC. That's what's going to happen. And it's going to be amazing. So that's something that Xbox definitely brings with it, unfortunately. I grew up as an Xbox kid, and then PlayStation, and so I've been around the block. I know how to handle these people. Granted, I don't play in public lobbies. Why? Because I have fucking friends. Get friends, nerd. But it's pretty great that it is going to Xbox. It does introduce a whole new bunch of technical challenges that I don't think anyone is looking at, which is weird. And then I had a comment today that said, oh, well, the devs build is 3 war bonds ahead of ours. That's still not a roadmap. I don't know if anybody realizes that. We still don't have a roadmap. That's insane to me. The roadmap should be Xbox joins on August 26th. Fucking whatever date after that, we're going to introduce new shit. And then we're going to bring a fucking test server to the goddamn game. Because holy fuck, the amount of enemies that go through and shoot through walls is astronomical. The amount of people that just disappear into floors just to pop up and fuck you right in the asshole is insane. And then when I say, hey, them working on this fucking war bond token is not a good use of resources, what are you talking about, dude? The game works fine on my PlayStation. Meanwhile, the comment under that is, well, it's not working on mine. That's another thing that I think people have forgotten, not only on the internet, but on video games in general. Other people exist. There are people besides you experiencing the game in a completely different way. So while it's running great for me on my fucking $5,000 PC that I've built, the guy that said I'm running it on a potato, that I took personally. Go fuck yourself. It may not run on somebody else's pre-built PC the same way. They still have not changed the minimum requirements on Steam since launch. And it has been proven that those system requirements do not actually run Helldivers 2. There are people that played this game at the beginning that cannot play it now, even though they meet the minimum system requirements listed on Steam, because Arrowhead has not updated those. That's a problem, right? If people are buying a game based on the system requirements, oh, my system should run that, and then it doesn't, for you to say, oh, no, the game's totally playable. Are you sure about that? Because when we played against the fucking bugs last week, the input for the geological survey just fucking disappeared. That seems pretty broken to me. When enemies walk through walls and shoot me through rocks, that seems pretty broken to me. When people going to customize their weapons automatically crashes their game, causing a memory leak in their CPU, which causes their CPU or their computer to blue screen, that seems pretty broken to me. Just because it's not happening to you doesn't mean it's not happening to other players. And for some reason, the entire community of Helldivers 2 cannot wrap their head around that. And especially when the Arrowhead's excuses just move slower through the menu. Why is your menu crashing my game if I move through it too quickly? Don't you think that's a fucking you issue that you should fix? The amount of copium that is being huffed by players saying that Helldivers 2 is in the best place it's been since launch. Wow. I don't know what horse fucked your brain so hard to allow you to think that, but you are flat out wrong. There's a lot more stuff added since launch, sure. But technical-wise, this game is in a terrible fucking spot.
I love how I logged in like right when you were in the middle of your rant you had with me on the phone earlier.
Oh yeah, that's pretty great.
Like that timing, it's like I can sense the disturbance in the force.
Yeah.
Fluff is having a rage without me.
It's one of those things that like there are still issues with this game that have been addressed in previous patches, and they're still here. If you're going to keep breaking your game in the same way, you should be able to fix it faster, right? Or are we just full force running dick first into a wall and hitting our head? It's insane, Arrowhead. Like, get the shit together. Or else Xbox is going to be like, yeah, never mind, we don't want this shit. Like, if your game isn't in a good place technically, we don't want it. We don't want our hardware to run it. Like, that is a legitimate reason to pull out of a contract. If your game doesn't work on the hardware, they can then say, never mind, we're walking away from this. Give us our money back. That's a legitimate thing that can just make the entire deal fall apart.